So now we're talking not just quantity, what we want to really improve is quality. And that kind of takes me to my next question also for Michael, in addition to the undergraduate or the medical education, there are certain specialties that we can also use a lot more support for in Egypt, such as rehab medicine. And that's an area you know very well. So where do you think we are in terms of rehab medicine, and how can we do better in the region and in Egypt in particular?
So the rehab concept is there, but I don't see it completely evolving. Like, I just want to start with this. If we, this is not a history panel, but King Tut had a prosthetic toes. And so the ancient Egyptians, and that's why we have these
Thank you for those. Well, actually, Michael provided us.
My pleasure. The rehabilitation medicine seems to be there from 7,000 years, obviously, if King Tut had those prosthetic toes. But I think we lost track of the use of the real rehabilitation medicine, and it ended up, taking a different route. I really think, and this is my goal also along the side with the nursing schools, sub-acute rehabilitation is an area that has not been visited, not only in Egypt, it's in the Middle East. And whoever attempted to implement those rehabilitation methods and protocols ended up turning those units into nursing homes and chronic living, assisted living facilities. So I would like to say that Egypt particularly has great physicians that I've met personally, great surgeons that I've known over the years, but what happens with the results of their surgery are not the ideal and optimistic results that we want to see. And why? It's because I think a lack of the subacute. So I think the first 2 weeks, 10 days to the 2 weeks of after operation, after strokes, after fractures, after any clinical procedures, even in ambulatory surgical center, we need to focus on subacute rehabilitation where we get the patients back to normal. Because I always say as simple as that, a patient in the ICU gets 100% attention, he goes home for 10% medical attention. So we're losing 90% of that medical attention in between. So hopefully we can try to educate the population, the people, and I think it's a long process, but I think we should just start and prove it, and hopefully we change the concept.
Yes, thank you very much. And I think actually now in Egypt there's a very increasing trend of non-communicable diseases, diabetes, prevalence, type 2 diabetes, significantly increasing, obesity and its complications. So I think the need for these types of services is becoming really more and more pressing.
It's demanding now. It's not a luxury anymore.
Exactly, and it's the quality of life that is implicated by this.